See if this works.
Yeah. See if anybody figured out how to watch us live. I wonder. So we're not, just so you know, I'm going to repeat this once we start the actual recording. We are not planning to do video versions of Daily Tech Headlines. We're only doing this to test Scott's setup. So
yes, correct.
Expectations managed.
Set them too low.
All right. So let's see. Unlock my iPad. That's something this is why we test. I might need to have this here. Yeah, that's much better. All right. Whoa, lights.
Do you want more light or less light?
More light.
You look better.
Yeah, no, I think that's
it's awful bright, but I don't want you to feel.
I don't care about the bright. Yeah. Okay. No, it looks a lot better.
Right.
I can actually see the hair hanging down on my All right. You got the dock?
I do.
We'll just flip back and forth.
Okay, like a normal show, just headlines.
Exactly.
All right.
What?
I should have looked at these before so I don't screw
up.
Oh,
yeah. Don't worry about that.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's a test. Okay. These are the Daily Tech Headlines for Friday, June 10th, 2016. I'm Tom Merritt. Just so you know, there is a video version of this floating around out there. If you're watching that, we do not, unfortunately, plan to do video versions of Daily Tech Headlines at the gate. This is just a way to test Scott Johnson's Hangout setup for today's DTNS later today. We also don't plan to have two hosts on Daily Tech Headlines, but to test the setup, Scott's going to read the headlines along with me, aren't you, Scott?
Yeah, I am. And later today is our chance to, do an actual full DTNS. And because of that, this gives us an opportunity to make sure all the wheels are running.
All right. So these are the headlines for Friday, June 10th, 2016. Gawker Media filed documents for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the Southern District of New York Friday. Gawker is appealing a $115 million award to Hulk Hogan in a privacy suit, but the judge denied a request to delay payment to allow that appeal to progress, saying, no, you got to pay the $115 million now, whether you win on appeal or not. Therefore, the media company has filed for bankruptcy and will be auctioned off as part of the proceedings.
Wow. Some of the 32 million Twitter accounts claimed to be for sale on the black market appear to be legitimate. And Twitter has locked some accounts, requiring legitimate users to reset the passwords. Twitter's chief security officer, Michael Coates, wrote in the blog post that the credentials may have been combined from recent breaches at other sites and malware on victims' machines.
Yeah, we still don't know if all of them are legit, but some of them are. In an interview with the Financial Times, Sony Interactive Entertainment president and global chief executive Andrew House confirmed the existence of a new SKU of the PS4, codenamed Neo, just like we've heard. House said, quote, "It is intended to sit alongside and complement the standard PS4. We will be selling both versions through the life cycle. All games will support the standard PS4, and we anticipate all or a very large majority of games will also support the high-end PS4. The new version will support ultra-high definition 4K resolution and sell for more than the current PS4, but it will not be shown off at this year's E3. It will incite the anger of many of you out there."
Also, I don't like the terminology anticipate all or a very large majority is a slippery place to be standing. Facebook launched video comments Friday worldwide, and a feature developed at Facebook's 50th hackathon. Users can now upload video into comments and replies on posts by people and pages, and within groups as well, and events. The feature is supported on the web, iOS, and Android.
At Lenovo's Tech World 2016 in San Francisco, the company teased a bendable phone that folds around the wrist and tablet that folds in half. According to The Verge, a quick demo with Megan McCarthy showed the tablet and bendable phone with working screens. The tablet is designed to start folded and work like a phablet with screens on both sides. It can then fold out into a 10-inch tablet.
Also weird. Lenovo announced the $199 Fab 2 and a $299 Fab 2 Plus coming in September. That's right, this fall. Like the original Fab, they will feature a 6.4-inch display and metal body, but upgraded internal, so that's good. The Fab 2 Pro, however, is the first phone to come with Google's Project Tango. That means a wide-angle camera, a depth-sensing sensor that comes along with a 16-megapixel camera. It's pretty beefy. It can It canned the Fab 2 Pro.
That's what's written there. And
There
that's
you
what tripped up Justin Robert Young yesterday. And I didn't fix it here.
It'll get you every time.
Test, folks, test.
That's right. That's why this is a test. This is only a test. Please stand by. The Fab 2 Pro can map out a physical space, track objects, and project virtual objects into the real world space, or effects rather. That's pretty cool. Like if you go to a hockey game and you see what they're doing on the ice, think that, but maybe a little smaller. Lenovo expects about 25 apps to be available in a special app store when the phone launches in September for $499 US.
Now, Motorola, also part of Lenovo, had a part of this announcement. They announced the 5.5-inch Moto Z, the new flagship phone, succeeding the Moto X. Why did they skip? Why? We'll never know. The 5.19mm Moto Z and the slightly thicker Moto Z Force do not have headphone jacks, forcing you to use a USB-C to mini jack adapter, which will be included with the phones. The big feature is Moto Mods. Both phones have magnetic connectors on the back for a variety of accessories. Motorola mentioned they will have their own Pico projector at launch. JBL will have a speaker upgrade, and there will be battery packs from Incipio, Toomey, and Kate Spade. The phones come as Droid editions on Verizon this summer and unlocked from Motorola's website this autumn. Only the Moto Z will arrive internationally in September. Moto Z Force is U.S. only to begin with.
I'm a big fan of Kate Spade, detective at law. The latest Bluetooth email newsletter announced that Bluetooth 5 will be announced on June 16th. That is right around the corner, folks. The update promises to double the range and quadruple the speed over Bluetooth 4.2. Unpaired transmission will get more capacity as well. This is called advertising in the Bluetooth spec and includes things like the name of the device and information used by beacons to transmit location info. Ars Technica notes it's used by Apple's AirDrop and handoff features.
Yeah, I think a lot of people see advertising. They're like, I don't want more ads, but that's not exactly what they mean. Although that is part of it. Facebook introduced a new 360 photo feature that lets you view panoramic and 360-degree photos by tilting the phone or tablet. Samsung Gear VR compatible phone owners can tap a View in VR button in the top left corner to view photos in VR via Gear VR headsets just by moving their head. 360 photos will have a compass icon on the right-hand side. 360 photo sharing rolls out over the next few days, but users can view photos starting yesterday on Facebook's website or iOS and Android apps.
Line Corp's upcoming IPO will be a dual listing. The NYSE listing is planned for July 14th and the Tokyo listing July 15th. Line will offer 35 million new shares to the public and is expected to raise $914 million. That's a chunk of change on a valuation of $5.48 billion. Pricing will be set June 27th, with final price revealed on July 11th. Line told TechCrunch it has 218 monthly active users globally, with 152 million in its top 4 countries in Asia. Sheesh.
Bloomberg reports Apple will begin using Intel's modem chips in some versions of the next iPhone instead of modem chips from Qualcomm, not the CPU. The CPU will continue to be designed by Apple based on ARM architecture. Models of iPhone for AT&T and some overseas models will get these Intel modem chips. Verizon models and iPhones sold in China will continue to use Qualcomm modems. They're just diversifying their supply chain here. Infineon, if you remember, provided the modem chips for the first iPhone, but Apple switched to Qualcomm after Intel acquired Infineon. So it's coming back to the ballgame, I guess.
Well, news from the big U.S. burger chain Wendys, home of the old-fashioned hamburgers, as Dave Thomas used to say, reported it has discovered malware in a, quote, considerably higher number of franchise-operated restaurants. Yeesh. Beyond the 300 initially estimated, Wendys began investigating unusual credit card activity in January, and malware was discovered in May. That would be May malware. A new variant of the malware was used to target point-of-sale systems. That malware has now been disabled. But first time I've heard of a restaurant chain getting targeted in such a way. How strange.
Malwares. Uber is rolling out scheduled rides in Seattle about a month after Lyft did the same. While Lyft allows you to schedule rides up to 24 hours in advance, Uber says, oh yeah, Uber X rides, you can schedule them from between 30 minutes to 30 days ahead of time. And in case 30 days later you've forgotten, you'll get a reminder 24 hours and 30 minutes before your scheduled ride is set to begin. Other business travel cities will follow Seattle. In fact, this is business oriented. If you have a business profile or you're a member of your company's business profile on Uber, you will get priority access for scheduling.
Could director Danny Boyle get it 28 days later?
Probably will.
Apple has formed a subsidiary called Apple Energy LLC rather, to sell excess solar energy it generates for its data centers, stores, and corporate offices. The company has announced plans for 521 megawatts of solar projects globally. Its solar farms are located mostly in Cupertino, and that's, of course, in California and Nevada. And intriguingly, Apple has filed for permission to sell at market rates, which would mean not just selling energy to other power companies, but also to residential consumers like you and me. 9to5Mac points out this could also be used to provide energy at charging stations for electric cars.
More car rumors. Finally, first-generation Chromebooks are officially reaching the end of life. According to Google's end-of-life policy, after 5 years, Chrome devices are considered obsolete. That's a quote, considered obsolete. And automatic software updates, including security updates from Google, are no longer guaranteed. So the original CR48 and Samsung's Chromebook 5 have reached end of life, with the Acer AC700 coming up in August. Thanks to all those who submitted stories on our subreddit. Get in there, vote, and submit some stories at dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com. For more discussion of the tech news of the day, subscribe to our discussion show, Daily Tech News Show, at dailytechnewsshow.com. Daily Tech Headlines takes no advertising, is supported entirely by you, the listeners. If you're willing to support the show, head to patreon.com/DTNS and pledge $1 a month or more. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. More music. So how'd that sound? Actually, I guess you can.
We're going to go listen to it back. And by DTNS time, we'll make sure it sounds good. We'll talk to you later, folks.